All right, guys. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome aboard to the Morning Note. My name is Carlos Garcia, founder and CEO of Gar Capital. It is Friday, February 9th, 2024. Glad to be with you this morning and every morning, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Rock and roll this morning. Glad to be with you. Let's go on the horn. We got some news this morning, some questions. Zoom Balloon says, good morning. Good morning, sir. Let's go ahead and get this over full screen and we can start getting started on our day. Dow futures are up 55 points, NASDAQ up 62, the S&P up 12 points this morning. We had a CPI revision number that came in, which popped stocks higher. The S&P yesterday broke 5,000 intraday, but fell. So we should, if we hold these levels, open up above 5,000 SPX, which is right here. Dow Jones futures again up down 46. Dollar is down 0.06%. The VIX is up 0.5%. Crude oil is up 0.26% at 76.41. 234 for gasoline futures, that's flat. Gold's down 0.34%, 2041. Silver's down 0.20%. Copper down 0.73%. Euro dollar is up 4 pips. Dollar yen's up 22 pips. Dollar Canadian dollar is down 23. Bitcoin futures are up, like we said, 4.44%, 47,000. Once we broke that 44,000 level on futures, that's where we got the move higher. Ethereum up 3.42 this morning. Good to be with you. Let's go ahead and get started on some questions. And I want to go ahead and get started with this one. Give me a second here so we can set up. Okay, guys. So Mara was a name that we marked as a win last week, if you guys remember. Some held because I held. I told everyone, once we break 44K Bitcoin, Mara's going to head higher. That's what I was expecting on Bitcoin. So let's take a look at Bitcoin. These futures. 44,000 got that break. We were just chopping along in February, and then finally got the move. 48,563 is the next target. Once that breaks, or 49,435, it's 50K above. And then really the question is, how long will it take to get us to all-time highs? Because that's where we're going. So that's really the thing with Bitcoin itself, is when. We know it's going to go higher. We have a golden cross. We've talked about that. But for the most part, it's timing. And timing is not easy. So Mara, we were 30% in our signal last week. I told everyone, if you wanted to close, go for it. But I held, and I made sure to update everyone on the blog to keep them up to date on Mara. I even said Coinbase, but I didn't trade that one because it was an expensive option. But Mara, we're holding. It is up this morning. So again, I think it was tweeted out as well. So that's good news. At least some of them got them. If you got it at 30%, don't feel too bad. That thing was 87% on a drawdown, guys. I promise that we don't send signals so you can lose. I wouldn't be in business very long if that was the case. You just got to stay patient. It's patience, it's analysis, it's screen time. You just got to wait sometimes. This is not a microwave. Sometimes it takes time for the stocks to get out of its own way. And it was a hard hold. This thing was down 87%. Imagine that. Up 30, down 87. And now we'll see if we get triple digits in the morning. So well done, Tamara, if you held. If you didn't, that's totally cool. There's always another bus. And to answer a question, SPY over 500. Yep. Snow looks good. Yep. Just the volume, Jeff. That's what I'm looking for. Thoughts on Mara and Palantir continuation. Mara, guys, I'm going to take that in the morning. At some point, you got to take some profits. And it is for next week. So if you want to leave a runner, be my guest. But I will be leaving her in the morning. In regards to Palantir, I only have 2 runners anyways. So they're in the money. We had that for Masterclass, the 25s. We'll go to Masterclass only. And you can see we sent Disney out, but I also sent Disney to the market chat too. But again, it was higher risk. A lot of people or a couple of them were asking me on Premium Signals chat, why do I send the Masterclass signals versus the Premium? And I said, it's all about really morale. If times are tough, like we had the last couple of weeks, I'm going to pull back the risk. I'm going to pull back more of the riskier trades. Be a little more conservative, meaning stick with high probability setups. But there's other setups that look great that just need time. That would be Masterclass. So yes, I do send them more signals like the Palantir, like Disney, for example, and Tesla twice. Does that happen all the time? But again, masterclass is taught, and they have the understanding, guys, that there is patience because they're taught. Now, premium members, guys, some may come in, some may leave. I mean, we have to get to know you. What exactly is your risk tolerance? Everyone's different. I mean, this is real money we're talking about. Everyone is different. But masterclass is different because we speak to them, we've taught them, and they understand. They understand this. Some people just come into the signals group and they're not sure. They're just starting. What does this mean? So again, I try to stick with those premium signals and basic, kind of the granny shots, the layups, easy stuff. A little more complex. You have to wait a little bit. I send that to masterclass. If that's something that you are interested in, that's fine. You can join masterclass. But again, premium is going to get the higher probability setups with masterclass, obviously. But again, we're trying to figure out, again, just keep things at an even keel. Masterclass can handle swings up and down. Most people can't. And if you can, fair. Everyone has the option. Feel free to DM me on Discord, guys. I'm here to help. If you have any questions or something that you see or are interested in, say, I want to do this, what do you think? Ask away. I'm here to help. I just want to go ahead and let everyone know that. Okay. Let's see. Coin gap up. Yeah, coin's going to go higher. Palantir in the money. How high can Palantir go is the question. Let's go to the daily complete breakout. We go to the weekly. You have a to fill that was filled at 23.96. We'll go ahead and clear this drawing. And we have a gap here at 31.27. Right there. You see that gap? This is on a 3-year basis, weekly chart. So 31.34 is definitely something I'm looking for, but don't expect that anytime soon. It's going to take a bit if we do get there this year. Could be. We'll see. Good morning and from India. Hey, cheers. How about that crypto market? Maybe 100K within 12 months. I don't know about 100K in 12 months, but all-time highs by the end of this year is definitely a possibility. We'll take it step at a time. We'll see what we get, but for now, we'll just take advantage of all the moves we can. Apple above 200 by end of month. It is definitely just chopping around. Underperformed the NASDAQ. It was outperforming earlier this week. We had a signal sent out for the 190s. It hit in the money, got 44%. Some may have didn't get out. Some probably held, who knows? But right now it's just chopping. So we need the NASDAQ to go higher for Apple to break finally 192, and then we can target the 195s. DraftKings, Super Bowl this week. As we know, I still have the runners from the 37s, the 34 calls. Or was it 37 calls? This is back there. I still have that runner. It's about 230%. 42.81 is the current price on the daily. We got as high as 50 is our next target, 38.2 fib. I just need volume for next week or volume for future weeks. And there just isn't any. So we'll keep an eye on DraftKings today and see what we get. A couple of names I'm watching today and see if we can snag something. Above 192 on Tesla, we can target 197 or target 200. There's a gap to fill there. Google, one more. We finally got the alert. There's a gap to fill here at 152.92. That's the earnings gap. I'm going to watch that very closely. There wasn't a lot of volume. I'll keep an eye on it. Roku as well. Break above 98.55. We're going to play calls on Roku and go ahead and target up to 125 to 150. Again, we're not going to do 150 calls or anything, but something along those lines where we can continue the path for Roku because it's got a lot more to go. But it did break out in November, pulled back, but we need a little more. We do have a gap to fill here at 100. So break 98.55. We'll take a look at the 100 calls. You keep mentioning volume. Are you referring to the option volume or the stock volume? That's the option volume. Remember, guys, we want to buy something that we can sell as quick as possible. The easy part is buying. The hardest part is selling. Why? Because you need to find somebody who's going to pay you for it. Again, you could buy anything you want, but if there's no volume, the spreads are going to get wider. I mean, it costs you more out of your pocket, and then it's going to be harder to sell. So kind of stick with the names that have high volume. That's where you're going to get your sales in. Tesla 200 calls. Yeah. Again, if we do break above 192, you have two options. You can do the 195s and keep those for next week or 200s for 2 weeks away. Hey, I got a question for you. When you said TLT had a golden cross, were you implying the markets go up or down? TLT, golden cross, all that means, and that's the 50 over the 100, is that bonds, the 20-year bond fund, this is TLT, the 20-year bond fund, treasury bonds, their prices will go higher, meaning yields will go lower. Interest rates will go lower. This is a very great sign for TLT. This is something we've talked about since last year. TLT, not the Golden Cross. So yes, I fully expect that TLT to go high, which in turn makes interest rates go lower. Let's take a look at coin. Coin was just expensive, but we talked about this support level here on 488. It's at 144.10. I had Mara holding, so there's no point of getting in and spending $8 on an option for Coinbase. But yes, as long as you hold 115 support, you're broke above the 20, you're above the 50 now. You're probably looking at 160, possibly 180, but give it a day. I mean, Bitcoin has soared the last couple of days. Last thing we want is a pullback, and volatility is the cost of admission for crypto trading stocks. Mara, Coinbase, MicroStrategy, whatever, or Riot. Volatility is the cost. That's what it costs for you to get in. Dealing with the volatility. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be a hard hold, just the way it works. No, this is not the Bloomberg. This is TOS, Thinkorswim with TD Ameritrade. So that's where we are. A lot of questions this morning. I kind of just went for the questions. That's really what I wanted to do. I know everyone had a ton of them. So just wanted to check in with everybody. I'm going to go ahead and get prepped for the day. Thank you so much for your time, as always. Have a great rest of your weekend. We'll catch you guys this weekend for the recap. And hope everyone enjoys the Super Bowl. I say Kansas City wins. Let's see if I'm right. Have a great rest of your weekend. Enjoy Super Bowl Sunday. We'll catch you guys on Monday for the next morning note. Cheers all.